The Pelicans announced yesterday that Zion Williamson has a left hamstring strain, has been ruled out of tomorrow night's home game against the Kings, and will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So, Paul, you said yesterday that you hope for the sake of Zion's reputation that he would not be able to play tomorrow night, which would prove that he was that hurt.
Yeah.
So I assume you were relieved for Zion to hear this news?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just tough for me to fathom that he would leave a game of this magnitude, having a game of his life, without it really being something serious. You know, that's why I said if he played Friday, I would have been like, why he couldn't just suck up the last 3 minutes of the last
Well,
game.
after what we just saw Jimmy Butler do last night. Go ahead.
Well, Jimmy Butler is a different animal.
All right.
Jimmy Butler is cut from a different cloth.
Okay.
This new generation, you know, they, like Keyshawn said, the attack thumbnail hits you in the finger, you out for 2 weeks.
Well, that was y'all too, but I get it.
No, not us, not us. You know that. So I hope this is nothing to play with, Skip. I've had a strain in my hamstring. I really don't see him coming back, because psychologically you can sit there and ice it and do all the treatment that you want to do, and it feels good. You think it feels good. The moment you try to take off and run at an NBA speed, you can tear it, or you can feel it pulling again. This is something he shouldn't play with. He's dealt with a history of injuries, and it just seems like every time he leaves the court, it's just like it takes the air out of you, because you feel bad for one of the best young players in the game. But I think at some point, man, you really got to start reevaluating him for the long run.
Reevaluating him about what?
I mean, you talk about a guy who's injured when you need him most every single year.
Is
this something you can count on for the next 10 years when the contract comes up?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, because if you know how I am, man, Skip, I'm that guy that says, if you make a decision to bypass him, and all of a sudden he stays healthy for the next 8 years, and you look up and go, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about Joel Embiid for the first 3 years of his career.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden...
the first 2 years, he didn't play at all.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you look up, and then all of a sudden, you're like, well, I just let the MVP walk out the door. You can't look at it that way.
And then what happens throughout the career? Another injury.
But you
and then when you need them again, guys who get injured, I've been around a long time, and guys who get injured early in their career usually get injured throughout their career.
I get the
So do
scary
you want
part.
to deal with this long term? You know, I know he has a few more years left on his contract.
Man.
Because he has an injury issue, he has weight problem issues. Is this something moving forward that you're going to say, we're going to resign him in a couple of years to an extension?
You know, I wish I would have known that you was going to say what you said, because I would have had my research people and Nick and them put together the numbers of when he played.
Okay.
And what he looks like when he plays on the court.
That's no denying that. There's no denying
that is, when you talk about what he did to the Lakers in that amount of time, he had the Pelicans getting ready to go on and rest up and play against the Nuggets. So, but what I want to go back to, though, is Dr. Johnson tried to tell y'all yesterday, or whatever day it was, tried to tell you and Paul, Skip, he was favoring his right side walking into the tunnel. You could look at him leaning heavy on the right side, because
was it left side or
his left leg, but all his weight was shifted to his right side as he was walking through that tunnel. You could see it. He didn't want to put a lot of weight on that left side, so he had this kind of weird limp to him. Something had to be wrong with him, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew that. There's no way the dude goes for 40 points in that amount of time, 3 minutes to go in the game, and he gonna check out.
Yeah.
There's just absolutely
That's
no
what
way.
I said.
Now, many people can say, they would try to say, he's out of shape. But that's not the case, because he changed his diet, and he got a chef, and he slimmed down. He lost 20-some-odd pounds. Whatever it was a freak accident. It just happened.
It happens every year now. But it happens every year.
You're correct.
And that
it happens every year now. So how many more years you gonna deal with this keep happening? It just takes the air out of your franchise. I love Zion as a player.
He's too good of a player,
He's
Paul,
a great player.
to even think about moving on from him, okay, at the end of his deal. Because if he continues to play the way he played for them the next 2 years and the contract is up, they're going to do the same thing they did a couple years ago when they re-signed him. That conversation was, what do we do? Should we move on from him? They're like, hell no, we're not going to move on from him.
I just truly believe that, you know, when a guy gets injured so much, Skip and Key, it shortens your prime. Because the older you get, the more injuries you deal with, it actually adds years on your career. Now, what year is he in? Is he in his 5th year, 6th year? It's almost like...
4th year?
4th year? Really?
No, it's like this is 5th year.
Yeah, but it seems like he's...
in the jaw draft.
It's like when you're in your 4th year and you've dealt with injury after injury, it's like you're in your 8th or 9th year already. It just puts miles on your body, and it just takes years off your career when you deal with so much. So think about the time he turns 30. He's going to be beat up.
Yeah, but what you got to do with him as an organization is you got to make sure that he's doing and putting all the right things in his body and doing all the right things so that this time, when it comes to this time again, you don't have the same issues. He's not a guy, he's not a pretty car that's always in the shop.
If you're an owner, when this deal is up, are you going to say, all right, we got...
Where's he at, though? Where's he at?
At the end of this deal, he's playing like this.
Oh, then you're probably going to sign him.
You're going to say, all right, we got $300 million for you.
You're probably going to do it.
Paul, you're just going to close your eyes and plunge again.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Our guy that plays for the Lakers.
Who?
He was always hurt in New Orleans.
They won a championship.
But he won a championship. But he was hurt a lot in New Orleans, and he missed time. And then at the end of the day, guess what? We closed our eyes. We traded the entire roster for him, Skip. We won us a bubble championship, as y'all like to say.
Won a championship.
We win a championship, and he's still banged up, missed time, injured, falls down, nail hurt. Oh, my God, my ankle, this, that, and the other. Guess what we do? We say, man, here's another $180 million, sir, because he's good.
He's been named to the top 75 all time already.
He's good, though, Skip.
He is.
He's
good.
Which
is why you both make a strong point. You have to deal with what he has been because he's going to continue to be that.
Yeah.
But he's so good that he's worth the cost, the price of admission.
Yes.
You just do it because you take as much as you can take from him and accept the fact he might not be there when you need him most. He could not have picked a worse moment in his career to exit. He could not. He had just made a shot over Anthony Davis right in his face, a little floater. It was a sweet shot because he's a huge human with great touch. And he comes down, and he didn't come down awkwardly or dangerously. He just hit. And as you said, he kind of stubbed his leg, and it kind of caught underneath him just briefly. And he turns and pulls his jersey over his head and says, I'm out.
Because he can feel it.
So
I'm
you
out.
think this is, like, you know this is going to continue?
It will happen. But that shot had tied the game at 95 all. And wait, he's gone? That was the best break you guys ever got, man, because that was huge. I don't think you're going to win that game. You said, we never know. Well, we won't. But I think he could have scored 10 more points over the last 3 minutes to get to 50, and you would have been cooked. So here's my point. He has been at odds with Pels management from the start about his weight and his conditioning and this and that. I can't believe that he wouldn't go to the bench and tell his head coach, it's my hamstring, because that's what you would do if you were hurt or you were hurt. If you got hurt, you would just tell your trainer or something.
But here's what I would say, Skip. We don't know if he did do that or not.
I don't, but I'm saying if he did do that, why wouldn't they immediately tell TNT or whoever, just announce to the media, just say he has a hamstring issue? Then we don't have to shoot in the dark the next morning and say, that's the most mysterious injury we've ever seen.
Because in the end, if I tell you it's my leg, if I come to the bench and I say, man, there's something in my leg, I think it's my hamstring or whatever. Now I need to have my trainers and everybody go and check and find out exactly what it is.
Listen, if you got a hamstring, because I've had a bunch of them.
He knew exactly what it was.
You just know. You just know.
Yeah, but it could have been. It could have been a hamstring. It could have been something else connected to the hamstring.
Yeah, but you
caution.
Okay, but you say something because even after the game, Willie Green saying it's his left leg. We're not sure, and people are saying, well, is it his knee or his Achilles or his?
That's why you get checked out.
Okay, but you know, you just say it because you got to take him off the hook because it came across like even the organization is saying, we're not sure he was really hurt.
No, I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it that way at all, Skip.
I truly believe they look like Just not again. Not again. Something that's just not again.
It's the star player. Of course you're going.
It just takes the air out of your team if you just probably come out and say it. If you got the hope of your team, of your best player coming back.
But Paul,
when you say, "Oh, it's his hamstring, he's done for the night."
3 minutes left of the game. I go to the sideline. You don't think all my teammates know that I just blew a tire? They all know.
I mean, sure.
They already know. I don't need to announce to TNT.
I know, but you're going to tell your friends on the team, I got a hamstring. Yeah.
They're going to say to you, Paul, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Like, damn, man, I think something wrong with my hand.
And you know what? I'm gonna be a teammate over there like, damn.
Yes, but what else is he going to do?
Okay,
damn, not again.
Tell the media so we don't start to wonder about what just happened.
Yeah, but if I tell you it's his hamstring, and I'm not 100% sure that it's his hamstring, even though he thinks it's his hamstring, and we, at the end of the game, want to be very precise and cautious and make sure it's exactly what we say it is, what's wrong with that, Skip?
I don't know. It looked weird because he fast walked up the tunnel